Hey, what's up? I'm kind of tired, but I wanted to talk for a little bit. Mm, Um, Election day was yesterday, so it's been interesting. Um, I'm really happy about the results. It was the first time I voted since 2012, and I've spent over the last 4 or 5 months. I've spent a lot of time watching politics, but not like in the traditional way, like watching the news and stuff like that, the polls, the debate. Excuse me. Um, I did watch the debate. That's the only bullshit side of um the whole political mainstream space, whatever you want to call it, that I watched strictly for entertainment. Because I mean, both sides are that's when both sides are full of the most shit. Because um because it's for the low IQ people. Like, let's be real. They just get up there and it's sound bites and just do not watch any fucking political debate on a mainstream platform in any kind of serious way. So, but what I have been watching a lot of is the rallies and podcasts. Things like that, like the actual video footage of these people speaking, not other people in my ear. Not the news, clipping it up and creating narratives and propaganda. And, this all wraps back around how I've talked about people living in their own realities. And, you know, I've always been pretty confident that I'm kind of still in touch of, for the most part, of things going on. And, sorry, I got a headache. But you're never really sure. Well, some people are very think they think they're in touch and they're convinced. But you still a normal person would question their own beliefs and their own sense of reality. It's just to me a normal human thing to do. But I think I knew Trump was going to win the election the day he got shot. Cuz I seen it and it was so surreal to me. To him he said it wasn't, but and the second he said fight, 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 I knew for a fact what timeline I was on. I was like, we're on the Trump timeline. So, I was pretty confident he was gonna get it well before that too, but it wasn't really in my head. Because we're just going through the years with Biden as president. Um, I if I had a lot of money, I would have bet on him the day he got shot at. And then over time, that feeling just increased and increased and increased. Now, you may ask why I felt that way, and it's because I've watched hours upon hours of not only him talking at his rallies and on podcasts and having conversations, but I watched Vance, I've watched Robert Kennedy, you know, I fucking love Elon, like, I've always loved Elon well before um, well, he's been known for a long time, but like before he was like such a big figure in the world, like to the point where everybody talked about him all the time, blah blah blah, like. And the reason I've always liked him is because his fascination with technology and space, and like just humanity in general, you know, and I've watched a lot of him talking, Trump, like I said, Vance, Kennedy, and some others. And most of the people I listened to talk over the months were all former Democrats. Now, if you know anything about me, I've always been what people would call a fence sitter. Like, and it's not that I can't decide, it's like anybody with common sense, like, the likelihood that you're gonna completely agree 100% with one side, like 100%, is like pretty much slim to none. Like but it's not even really like that with people. It's not even that they agree. It's that they find one thing that they really care about, so they kind of like latch on to one side, and then like whatever that side says, they're like, okay, yep, that's what I believe. I think it's more that than like, you know. But anyways, let me continue. So, you can't like completely avoid the mainstream media. Like, it's just always going to creep up. More so in like the political ads that you get. You know, but no, I did a lot more um intake of like the political like side of things this year than I normally ever have. This is my first like sober election basically. And it was just so obvious that he was going to win to me. But, and I told several people like throughout the last several months, you know, he's going to win. But I wasn't like going around like screaming it from the rooftops because, if he didn't win, I didn't want to look stupid. you know, it was funny. Even people like my mom who are like far right, like fully supported him, were still freaking out like when he had basically already won. They hadn't officially announced it. But nah, the whole time like it was obvious. Like, and you like people like really really need to get away from online politics. Like, you've got to get away from it. Like, you've got to understand that the internet is becoming more and more of a problem and less of a positive as time goes on with the effects it's having on people. And one thing I noticed about this election is that he won. And I woke up this morning, and obviously, like, people against him were were pissed off and all this shit, and like none of them like none of them are like questioning like how they've come to the conclusion that they've come to. Like how they got there. None of them are thinking that way. They still are living in their reality. It's bonkers. And it's like they it's like the rug got pulled like out from underneath them, and they know the rug got pulled, and it's like they're so worried about like who pulled the rug out from underneath them, and they're not asking who put the rug there, you know. It's just crazy. The reason I'm so happy, and it's not even to gloat, like, yeah, I'm happy Trump won. I'm not even gonna say that I'm not, but it reassured me that what things that were going on in my head was more like on point than I thought. I thought maybe I was gonna be one of the like for a second I was like, what if I'm one of the lost ones? What if I'm one of the ones that are, you know, brainwashed and being steered around by Silicon Valley and the government and but I am not. Well, let's be real. I am to some degree. Everybody is. You know, no one's 100% self-aware. So it feels good. Ugh. Sorry, I can't get comfortable. Feels good. You know, it feels good to have him back in office. I'm not going to go into too much like actual politics, but there's some things that I don't like about him getting in office too, and like I haven't changed who I am just because I picked a side. Um, but I think from this day forward, I'm gonna be a proud Republican. I mean, shit, half the Democrats swapped over to the Republican side, so are Republicans, what are they now? They're the Democrats and Republicans versus whatever you have left on that left side. I don't even know if I would call them Democrats no more at this point. I think I used to view the world more on the more left leaning throughout part of my life, but but yeah, I just wanted to share some thoughts on that. Like I'm just kind of like analyzing society, analyzing my own brain. Society. But big W for America, cuz this was actually like you're going to hear this every election just because they're elections, but I truly believe that this was a do or die election for America, and we won, and we're going to Mars. So, no, you know, to be fair, we're seeing like the negative impact from the lefts first. But you also got to remember there's a lot of extreme rightists that just got rewarded for their extreme thinking. So we're still going to have problems from the right, from the people at least, and the politicians. Well, the politicians, people are the politicians, so. But I'm in for the ride as long as I'm still kicking. So, but yeah, these aren't organized thoughts. It's a lot of scatterbrain thoughts for me again. It's just I just find people interesting that they're not asking the right questions. And it's very important to me to um, it's very important to me. The main reason I'm talking about this is because it's very important to me that my daughter doesn't get consumed by the greatest wonder of the world, the internet, you know? Because it is going to be a part of her life. There's no getting around it, you know? And I just don't want to see her, you know, get swept up in it, you know? And she's already engaging with the mobile games. So, but you know, it's not like something I. It's not like I'm sitting over here like stressing too hard because so far she's making me really proud and she seems really smart. It's just I think I would probably be less concerned if I was around in her life, like physically, on a daily basis, about not just that, but other things. But I got consumed by the world, and I don't want to see her get consumed by it either. That's all. I guess I'm trying to say, you know. Yeah. And it feels good to know that I'm not as consumed by it as I thought I was. So yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm tired. I'm rambling. I shouldn't be making a video right now because when I'm tired, my thoughts like don't come together. My words like oh yeah. All right. Ciao.